Ann Casper is here with me, and it's Veterans Day, November 11th, 2025. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about how Ann came to the island, and also she's going to share some information about Gary Casperson, her husband. So thank you very much for being willing to be interviewed today. So tell me, how did you come to Guemes?
Well, I've been coming to Guemes since I was a small child
Oh,
because in our neighborhood, the Everetts, who've also been on the island, well, for a way long time, they lived a couple doors from us, and so we came here and we stayed originally on the farm with Gertrude was there, and then
Gertrude,
Gertrude Everett was Bill Senior.
mother. Was this the farm up there by?
Bill Senior's. There's Susan and Bill,
Right.
and then there's Bill Everett, Senior,
Right.
right, and his wife was Gertrude. So that Susie and Billy's grandmother.
Okay. All right. Good.
That's Gertrude.
Was it the farm up here on Pheasant Run?
Yep, up on Pheasant Run, and then they had a place down on North Shore, which eventually Susan and Bill built the house on the other side of the road, and they had that property. So, but anyway, I always came up here, and Gary and I lived. We lived in Everett, and we got married in 1977, 76. And he wanted to live in the San Juan Islands, and I had another project I wanted to do. So anyway, we got married, and then I got to do what I wanted to do, and so he found he wanted to live in the San Juan Islands. I told him to look on Guemes Island, which he did, and he found the southeast point. That's how we got here.
Okay, and that was probably what year do you think that you started building your house?
We started building our house in 1978.
Okay, shortly after you bought then.
Yeah.
Okay. But you've also had kind of an interesting life too, in your job, your career. Can you just give us a little piece of it?
My career. Well, the thing that I wanted to do, Gary wanted to live in the San Juan Islands. I wanted to work for the United Nations. So, it was a serendipity thing, and I got a job in Geneva with the United Nations. So I was working there for 3 years. Gary came over. We actually were married in Switzerland, and also in Sweden because his mother's from Sweden. So anyway, my job was with the International Trade Center, and the intention of that organization was to help developing countries develop their trade structure. So, to promote trade with developed countries and other developing countries. So my job was sort of building information systems.
Connections.
Yeah, connections and information systems.
Okay.
So it was a fun job.
And you probably got to travel quite a bit during that 3 years.
I did. Well, no, the first 3 years I was in Geneva, and then for the next, I would say the next 10 years, I did missions to various countries, sort of implementing this trade information system.
Oh, wow.
Because initially we developed what was called inquiry reply, so we had the information system, and they would, of course, by mail, request information about certain products or markets or whatever, and we would give that to them. They decided that each country should have its own tailor-made information about their products
Right.
and the markets they wanted to access. So that was the traveling around, sort of developing those small information systems.
It sounds pretty like you probably met a lot of interesting people as well as going to a lot of interesting places.
And it was very, very interesting.
Yeah.
It was truly a great education, and I really appreciate it because it was.
And so, how long did you work with the United Nations?
I think probably the last mission I did was like 94, I think.
Long time.
Yeah, long time.
A long time. Well, and you made some good connections in Turkey, which I happen to have gone on a trip with you, several
That's
trips
right.
with you to Turkey. So I'll never forget that, those experiences. So
That was fun, wasn't it?
yeah, you made a lot of good friends around the world.
Yeah.
So you came here. So you came here to live permanently in the early '90s.
No, we came here in 1978.
Okay. So Gary lived here would come and visit you, but he was living here.
He stayed here while
Yeah.
I was doing the missions.
Missions,
right?
yeah.
I worked for the International Trade Center until in Geneva, on being present there until 1977, and while I was finishing my job with them, or my contract, he actually found this property.
Okay.
That's how that happened.
How did you think when you first saw it, the property that he found? What did you think?
Well, it was sort of interesting that when we were kids, I mean, we were high school sweethearts too, and we'd come with my parents up on their boat, and we'd anchored off of the east side of Saddlebag. And we, Saddlebag's a small little island. So anyway, we were hiking around there, and Gary climbed this tree, and he tied his shirt at the top of the tree, claiming like kids do. And so the first time I went to that property with him, I said, "Do you remember being on that island and tying your shirt there and claiming
For you,
territory?"
yeah.
So that was kind of interesting, and it would be. I thought it was absolutely perfect. I mean, it was absolutely where I would want to be, and with just the way it is, lovely.
It's kind of a magical place.
It's quite magical, and very. It's very special, and I'm very,
Happy
grateful to be there.
to be there. Yeah. It has some sort of magnetic or some kind of celestial kind of thing too.
It has a magnetic variation, which is rather large. I mean, if somebody was flying a drone around on the shoreline from my house not too long ago, it couldn't fly there because the magnetic variation.
Stuff.
I don't know. It just.
Well, you're safe. Whoever invaded.
No, well, there could be a deposit there. It could be, it could be anything, but it's a strong variation, and it is on the maps. But on the maps, it doesn't show it actually as strong as it is.
So, okay. So when you bought it, what was that point called?
Southeast Point.
Okay, it was called Southeast Point. So I know it's not called Southeast Point anymore. It's called Casperson Point, which is pretty special. Yeah. And I don't know how that came to happen.
Well, how that came to happen was actually was sort of Wynn Anderson's idea.
Oh.
And
Cool.
But somehow the community got together, and they took around petitions and to say who supported changing the name of the point, and so then it had to be taken to the Committee on Names, I think it's called, in Olympia, to be able to actually change it on the maps. And they all agreed that the name Southeast Point was sort of boring, and they looked at the number of signatures on the petitions, which was like more than 700 names, and so they said, this is a very small place, and we can't believe that so many people would actually agree on something like that. And so, yeah, so they approved it, and it's
And so
officially
be
that.
it. And so be it.
So it's named for Gary.
Yeah.
Actually, so because he, was a captain on the boat for a number of years and well loved.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that, but since this is Veterans Day and I'm going back to the early 70s, tell me about Gary's service history.
Gary was a sergeant in the Army, and he went to Korea, is where he was. And let's see, he came home in '66, so he must have gone in, maybe it was '68. Anyway, he was there for a couple of years, and he was an infantry person, and he was quite a character, and so they didn't quite know what to do with him, and so the colonel there needed an aide to drive him around, and so Gary applied, and Gary got the job. So of course, for Gary, he loves people, and he loved going to all the diplomatic festivities and stuff, and riding around in jets with the colonel. So he kind of had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
The first several months were terrible, and he had to wait around in the swamps, and
For sure.
and it was scary.
Yeah.
Because they.
So he was in Korea the whole time.
Yeah.
With his colonel.
With Colonel.
Yeah. And so let's see. So he went in like probably 62 and came out in 66. Was he in for 4 years?
He wasn't in for 4 years because he was brought home after, I think, 3 years because his father died, and so they sent him home early.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't very much early. It was like 6 months early or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
You were probably happy to see him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like wow, all in one piece.
All in one piece. Yeah, he was lucky to.
Yeah, because that's when the Vietnam War was ramping up pretty hard,
Right, and that's where he was supposed to be sent, but somehow he got sent to Korea.
Oh boy.
Which was probably a lot better place to be than Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's pretty
scary. Pretty scary. Yeah. Okay, so Gary came back from the military and he came here and didn't somebody help him build your house?
Oh yes, Murray Reed helped. He actually was let's call him the foreman, put all the pieces together, and we got, in those days, at that time, Gary worked at the marina, or he worked for the port of Anacortes, and they had a bundle of logs there that the port manager said, I got to get this bundle of logs out of here because it was making problems in the marina. Yes, sir, Gary says. And so he, with his little boat, he tugged it back to the island and took all those logs down to Bob Porter's mill and milled it into
lumber.
Into lumber. And we put it on stickers, and are we getting out of time?
No, I'm just being sure it's recording.
Oh.
No, just checking.
And we put it on stickers and let it, dry out some, and then we started building the foundation, and then, of course, Murray, he found a couple of other logs on the beach, one spruce log, that then we sawed that up and made it into all the casings in the house, and the baseboards and all of that kind of stuff. And then found a cedar log or two. He found a yellow cedar log and also a red cedar log, and made a table out of the yellow cedar log and the red cedar lines all the closets.
Oh, fun. Oh, wow.
So then we just, spent, we started actually building in must have been 78. We started with a foundation, and then Arn Beal helped out with, his crane thing that he brought over, and moving stuff around, and used mostly island labor to build the house, and so.
That's kind of a beautiful story, isn't it? I mean, from the beginning where he, claimed his territory to bought it to,
Yeah, we were really lucky.
yeah, very lucky. Yeah. So he worked for the marina, and then after he got out of the military, and then he kind of a boat person, evidently, and so then he became a ferry captain. Yeah.
Right. Well, he started as a deckhand in, must have been 1980, 92 or something. I can't remember exact dates. And then for a couple of years he was a deckhand, and then he had his captain's license, so then he became one of the captains.
Yeah.
And did that for the rest of the time he was there until 2006.
Yeah. Well, pretty impressive career there for both of you, actually.
Yeah.
Actually.
It was a great, great job for him because he was such a people person. And in those days, the captain came down out of the pilot house and talked to the people and helped load the ferry.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of interaction
Well,
between
we had that little house, I just remember going in that old saggy couch that you could sit on at the. I don't know if Gary was there at the time where you could just go hang out with the ferry crew, have coffee, and there was like a dumpy little shed actually.
Yeah, because the terminal wasn't built. I don't remember what the year that the terminal was built, but it wasn't
but
there.
It was pretty funky.
It was pretty funky.
and then also if you knew the captain, you could go up and visit.
Right.
I mean, it was just so friendly.
But even after this ferry, the Guemes, you could go up
Right.
on the bridge
Right.
and talk to the captain, or he would invite you or something.
Yeah, I remember the kids going up there with Gary. We had some interesting. I remember a 4th of July, and I think Gary and Bud had the kids and doing firecrackers, and one of them. Remember that? One of them went to Matt and
burned his shirt,
his chest. Yeah, he was red, and Gary, grabbed it. I think he was closer to Matt than Bud, and it could have been.
Could have been not.
It could have been just horrible.
Yeah.
I think everybody had a little more respect for fireworks after that. Okay, so just kidding. Yeah, and we miss Gary. Good friend of Bud's. Just such a good friend of Bud's.
Yeah. Bud was really, honored Gary. His friendship he did. It's lovely.
Yeah. Lots of football games.
Lots of football games, right?
Which I still don't understand. So boy, you've been here quite a while. 1978.
Oh, you were already here.
We came in 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were married in 70.
That would be a very different Guaymas between 1970 and 1977. The change in that amount of time. Because when we moved to, when we came to the southeast point of Guaymas, there were hardly any houses around there.
Oh no, right.
And it was just a little gravel road.
It was, it was like abandoned.
Well, it wasn't quite abandoned, but there were very few full-time residents in that area.
The man who developed it had such as grandiose ideas, and then that didn't work out.
It was meant to be recreational. That's why the lots were so small.
Oh, okay.
Because you pitch a tent.
Yeah, or little tiny park model.
Yes.
Should we say? Yeah. No, when we, then Bud went to, we were here, I taught in Mount Anacortes, and Bud worked at, gave out food stamps, and then he also worked at the cannery. And then, so when we came here, there was like, our age group, there was probably 12 people, our age group.
There were you and the Hanslers and the Veals.
And Marcinko.
And Marcinko.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it?
And well, there was like, other, that tight age group, and that was kind of a tight group too.
Yeah.
Um, but there was other people that would come in at different ages, and which was fine. But anyway, it was a special time, and then, Bud went to law school, so we were gone for like 10 years.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
So, until 87.
No, we came. Oh no, we came back in '83.
Okay, so you lived here from 70 to 73, and then you came back in 83.
In '83, because Brian was born. He was probably 2.5, and he was born in January '80. Yeah, so that's why I can do the dates. Yeah. So what is one of the things that, or well, there's probably many things, but what are some of the things that you enjoy mostly about Guemes?
I enjoy the community interaction and the closeness of people and how they support one another and care about one another.
Yeah.
I just think it's a lovely community to live in.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you know, people respect one another's privacy. You can participate as much or as little as you want to, and there's no judgment about that.
Right.
You know, people do what suits them.
Right.
And so, you know, it's just a lovely place to live. And
It's so safe, isn't it?
yeah,
I mean,
safe as you can
well,
get.
yeah. I mean, that's when I worked in town, just getting on the ferry, because I dealt with people all the time, and getting on the ferry, it was just like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I was working in town,
Yeah.
and I worked in Oak Harbor for several years before I actually opened my practice in Anacortes. But when when I would come home and I'd drive on the ferry and they used to have gates that closed.
Yes.
Click, like
Yes.
that. And it was just like, oh.
I'm home.
And then the boat pulls away, the 6 o'clock ferry.
Yeah.
That's it. And nobody can come visit you that doesn't live here.
Yeah. You also know when your company from off the island are going to leave.
That's right. That's a very good point. Yeah, that was a nice dinner party.
Yeah. I think you can catch the 9. Yeah. Yeah, because there was no house there. You built. I mean, there was nothing built there. It was all bare rock, pretty much, isn't it? Yeah.
When we started out, we lived in a trailer, you know, an Airstream that we plopped on the
Yeah.
property there.
Yeah.
While we built the house.
Right. Right.
So, you know.
So if I was to ask you like memorable people that you come across over 40 years.
Oh, memorable people. There's so many.
Well, I know, and yeah, like I wish I'd done an oral history with Bob Porter. You know, like he's kind of a memorable person.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Wynn was a memorable. I'm talking.
Yeah. Both of those.
Yeah.
Murray was
A gem.
a gem and a wonderful person, and very memorable. And many of the Betty Crooks was so interesting, and wrote those articles for the what was it called, the Star,
Evening Star.
Evening Star.
Yeah.
I almost said Eastern Star, which is I think that's
a-
something else.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the Evening Star, and she was lovely, and a lot of those older people that we met, you know, in the early days, and played bridge with them and stuff, and then
Oh yeah.
all of our friends are quite, you know, great people. So many of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes. All right. Well, thank you, Anne. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, thank you. I would like to thank you, and thank you for being, you know, managing to put together things that are historically significant and to preserve the island history and the
That's
wonder
been
of the island,
Yeah.
and it's really important work.
Yeah.
And
We
not easy.
No. We all do something, our bit,
Yeah.
we can say. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kelly Bush, for being willing to be interviewed for our Veterans Day oral history records. So
Absolutely, thank you.
yeah, so today is November 11th, 2025, and we're here at the community center. And okay, uh, thank you so much for your contributions out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank
that was
you.
really nice. Yeah, we just never know how many people are going to show up.
I know.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Um, so Kelly, just to kind of get to know you, in the heck did you come to Guemes?
So I got to Guemes because at the time, and I lived in Spokane, my boss was Alan's boss's daughter. So we
Oh.
basically got set up on a blind date.
In Spokane.
Yeah. Yeah, so Alan and I dated long distance for like 4 years, and then he convinced me at one point that it was okay to move to an island and live next door to his parents and come to the side of the state.
And
Yeah, it took a while.
oh gosh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So, what was your first thoughts when you got
To Guemes?
Yeah.
I hadn't spent, other than I went to school in Seattle for a while, but I hadn't been up
Oh.
this way, but like maybe once, the San Juan Islands. So, yeah, beautiful, community oriented. Yeah.
And it sounds beautiful, but once you realize I can't just run to the store,
I'm still not used to it. And it's been, 21 years?
has it been that long?
Yeah,
Oh my
21
gosh.
years.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have your family has roots like Emily.
Yeah.
Her daughter Emily is here with us, and so yeah. Yeah. So yeah, long roots. When did his name was Chuck Bush, right?
Yeah, Grandpa Bush was Chuck. Yeah.
And
And I
Vivian.
know.
And Vivian.
Yes, yeah, Grandma Bush, yeah.
Yeah. When did they come to the island?
I actually don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Actually, they started coming to the island when Grandpa, Al Bush, was in high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
his family.
Yeah, they had moved from Denver to Seattle because Great Grandpa Bush worked for Beacon of Moving Storage.
Oh, that's right.
So that took them, they lived in Hawaii for years, they lived in Alaska, they lived in Seattle. And so, so they moved from Denver to Seattle and then somehow found a place on Guemes and started coming up to Guemes.
Some kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder why they made it so hard. The early people that came here, it's like, you could just...
Right? Yeah. Yep.
Early settlers in the late 19... Or
Yeah.
the late
So Emily
1800s.
makes it 4th generation
Yeah.
to be here on Guemes.
How do you like living here, Emily?
It's okay. I mean, it's kind of a struggle with friends and school and all that, but it's fun. I like it.
Yeah. You feel like you're safe. You know everybody.
Yeah.
You have a good group of friends.
It's just hard when you're a teenager
Yeah.
because she's busy. Yeah. So she has to stay in town an awful lot.
I know. I had
awful lot.
two boys,
Yep.
and the same thing. It's
Yep.
like when they got ready for dances, it was always over there.
Yes,
at
exactly.
somebody else's house. It was
Yep.
never at our house. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's one of those, well, what do you mean your homecoming date's not coming to pick you up? It
I have
just
to go over
makes it-
there.
Yeah, it just makes it a little awkward.
Right.
It's always a set
I
curfew.
need to meet him,
Yeah.
and I'd like to meet his family.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me, how did you decide to join the military?
I was in Spokane and I was attending Eastern Washington University, and at that time I went to a public relations society meeting or something in Spokane, and I met the public affairs officer for the Washington Air National Guard, the 141st Air Refueling Wing, and she told me what she did, and I never thought I could do the military part-time.
Oh.
So and I was studying public relations, and I was like, well, this could give me some experience to get a job when I'm done with college. So that's kind of how I joined. I was like, oh, this sounds fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's been 33 years later
Oh my goodness.
that I have served part-time with the 141st Air Refueling Wing, which is located in Spokane at Fairchild Air Force Base.
Oh, okay. And what branch is that?
It's Air Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you've been able to travel quite a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. We do our normal deployments. We go to Guam an awful lot, and the desert, and
Okay.
things like
So
that.
tell me what it looks like to be part-time. What
So
is-
typically, what we used to say is you could do 12 drills a year, 12 weekends a year, and then 2 weeks training throughout the year or at a time, like a summer camp. National Guard is comprised of Air Force and Army.
oh,
So we're
so
the
you're in
Air
the National
Force.
Guard. Okay, you're
Yeah,
the
so it's
National.
National Guard, and we're in the Air Force
branch.
portion of
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
which means we're dual missioned. We have a state mission and a federal mission. So the federal mission takes us off on deployments and commitments every other, few years, and your annual training, which I go to Spokane for, and then I'm also part of like our wildland fire team. So in the summer, if the state gets in a critical position, the governor calls out the guard, and we have Army teams and Air Force teams that go out on wildland fires.
Oh boy.
So I've done that a few
Have
times.
you done that too?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, usually I'm just managing all the people. And
that's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
sit.
too old to fight on fire lines anymore.
Yeah, you can sit in the truck.
Yeah.
Text.
Where is everybody at? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that okay. So you've done flyers, you've flat fires, and so your public relations does that?
So
play into it?
I have kind of a unique military career in the Guard. Is that I started out public relations. I did that for 6 years, and then I moved over into our maintenance group, which are the people that take care of the aircraft that we fly, and we fly KC-135s, which are the air refuelers. So basically, it's big gas station in the sky.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so we fly those. So I got into maintenance, had a couple different like administrative jobs, and then cross trained into an actual maintenance position. I was a first sergeant for a long time, which is working for the commander, but basically you're taking care of all the enlisted people within your group or your squadron.
Ooh, that's
Like
quite
being mom.
I was going to say that's quite a response. That's HR, right?
Yeah, a lot of HR stuff, and then I cross trained. I've been a jet mechanic, so I work on jet engines.
Really?
And then worked into production, which is basically overseeing all the maintenance being done on all the aircraft that we're trying to fix. Do that, and then 2019, I think, I became a chief, which is the highest enlisted rank that you can get in the Air Force.
Oh wow.
So, and it was unique because I within maintenance, you don't have a lot of females. I was the first female first sergeant, first female senior master sergeant, and then very first female chief. So
You gotta be pretty proud of your mom.
She's really humble about it. She doesn't boast too much, but
it's fun.
she's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
She's
wow.
really awesome.
But it's fun. So this recent deployment that I did was pretty special to me because I finally got to go and just be a maintenance chief and take care of people and aircraft and fix aircraft. And it didn't quite end up being, it was a unique deployment because we were supposed to come home the end of July and we didn't come home till September.
Wow.
So, and yeah, it was weird.
Yeah,
It was a lot going on.
yeah. So you troubleshoot a lot too with
Yes.
problem solving. I mean,
Oh,
you have to do
yeah.
a lot of problem solving and convince other people that you have the right idea and
Yeah.
that they need to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
and there's a lot of finesse there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I've only ever done it part time, and I've loved it. And I think, when I was younger, I did it because it helped make my car payment when I was in college. And then as you grow, once you get like 10 years in, you go, okay, am I going to finish till 20 or keep going? And it's the people why I go back and do it.
Yeah, because you do those weekends or those,
Yeah,
those training
yeah.
summer camp,
Yeah.
you see the same people and they're your friends.
Yeah, and I watch all these kids grow up and have wonderful military careers. And so it's been special. I've
Yeah.
been very fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be the first one on a lot of levels. I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah, I kind of forget that, and then
You forget
know.
that?
it's it's.
She's too humble about it. She's so awesome.
I had good leadership. I think that had faith in me and knew I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then obviously
been
you
fun.
showed them that you could too.
Yeah, I hope
'Cause-
so.
Well, they keep bumping you up, so yeah.
Yeah.
So how many years have you been in now?
I think in April it'll be 33 years. Yeah.
And you still love it. That's great.
Yeah. This last deployment wore me out a little bit.
How
but
long were you gone?
5 months.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Emily.
I know. She's
Yeah.
leaving me behind with Alan for 5 months.
With Alan.
We survived. We just knew she was coming home. And
Yeah.
That's what,
Yeah.
That's what kept us
And you knew she wanted
cleaning
to.
the house.
You kept cleaning the house because she was.
Yeah, because she was coming home. We were like, this does not look good. We gotta make this look good.
Well, it was one of those things that they couldn't. We were actually extended to like the end of November,
Ooh.
but I wasn't able to tell my people that was the case because the hope was to get us home earlier.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of airmen like ready to go back to college, go back to their families, and
Yeah,
so
babies.
it was yeah.
Yeah.
So it was tough. It's not normal for the Air National Guard to be extended, but because of what was going on in Iran.
politically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So-
you were there 5 months?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So you missed a whole summer.
Yes. Yes, we did. Oh yeah.
Oh.
She's gotta go babysit. Okay.
Oh, you're
I
gonna
will.
babysit?
You bring
Okay.
my coat.
I'll
Oh,
bring
yeah.
it back.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I just ask you a couple
Yeah.
questions really
Yeah,
quick?
she's good.
Okay.
Couple minutes.
So there you go. Oh, that's even better. So Emily, how does it feel to have a mom that has done so much in the military?
Well, I didn't realize that she was so awesome until like a couple years ago when she started having like some of her airmen over for like a weekend, and they would stay with us. It was just like her friends and stuff, and they'd be like, "Do you know how awesome your mom is?" And I was like, "She doesn't tell me these things." But she's really, really awesome.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
really happy to have her as my mom.
You're really proud.
Yeah, I'm really proud.
Yeah. What do you think about your future?
I don't know, but like seeing my mom do like all of these things, like it does like open up like the military to being
a-
like a path I want to take.
A possibility, yeah. Yeah.
And it's just so awesome to see such a cool woman like doing all these things, and then she makes me think that I can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's empowering you
Yeah.
with her power.
Yeah.
She's empowering you. Yeah. Well, it's very cool to see you so proud of her.
I
'Cause-
love you, Lily. I love you, Lily.
Hey,
Okay, now I'm gonna go
Okay, go
babysit.
work.
Okay.
I won't go. I won't. Thank you.
Alright.
Bring my coat in though.
will.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
Sweet girl.
She's a good girl.
Yeah. I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I must be really proud. And then to think that, like right now, like when some people are not kind of down on what's happening with the military leadership, and they're afraid to go in, and
Yeah.
but it's not going to last forever.
No. It's
So-
last weekend I had one of the girls that deployed with me because so we evacuated Al Udeid. Half of my people went to Germany and the other half went to Saudi Arabia, and I was allowed to go to Saudi Arabia because I was like, hey, you got my people, can I come? And they're like, they didn't want more leadership, and they're like, yes, you can come. So I got there, and I got to be in a tent with all my female
Oh wow.
maintainers, and one of them, it was her first deployment.
Oh, it ended
Yeah,
up being the
yeah, and we're like, yeah, deployments aren't like this, but so we're all trauma bonded. It's like, oh, let's go run to the, the
Yeah.
bunker now, and we had good stories, but took care of one another. But she's going to school at Western,
Oh.
so she
She
came.
gets to see you.
Yeah, so she came down last weekend and spent the
Oh.
weekend with us, and a good taking care of another kid, just feed him, and
Exactly.
but she got to share her side of being in the military with Emily and Emily's boyfriend to get a different perspective.
Yeah.
And she's a crew chief, so she works on the aircraft. She, and she's just a tiny little redhead. She did.
Spunky.
Yeah. So that's a lot that Emily hears those stories, and
Yeah.
to people closer to her age,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. I'm not some gray haired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But boy, God, you can kind of be a motivational speaker.
Oh gosh, no.
Well, I'm just thinking. We used to have. I worked at the high school, as you know. I was a school counselor up there,
Yeah.
and we would have the military people come in and man a desk, or man
Yeah.
a table,
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff like that.
recruiting,
And
yeah.
sometimes, some were better than others.
Yes, that's true.
Of selling the thing, but this is a reasonable future for many people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to talk about something you've enjoyed your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And most of them are young guys.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
I didn't see any woman.
No,
come.
what's unique is I get, like, even on this last deployment, I had a lot of females from other units asking me, like, "Hey, Chief, how'd you get to where you're at?" And I've never felt different being female in that environment, other than, I paint my toenails pink. It's like, and maybe guys do too. But it, I've felt like I never had to be different. I just had to be who I was, and
Yeah, and
know.
do what you needed
And that's
to
what
do.
I tell people. It's
Yeah.
like, don't change just for the fact that you're in a male-dominated environment. Just be you. Work hard. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Always do the right thing. And
Well,
know.
it doesn't sound like you feel like you were ever discounted
No.
because you were female.
Never,
Yeah.
not once. No.
That's I mean, I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
isn't the picture so many of us hear, because we always hear the negative things
Yes.
in the press.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
talk about harassment and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
No, I never felt like I've had to be extra harsh or go down that path of being someone I'm not.
Yeah. Well, that's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Well, is there anything else about that experience? Your military life?
No,
that you'd like to share?
I've loved it. And I've always
Yeah.
been well supported. When you think about Guemes Island, like, Jack Feast, who's now passed away, he was one of those people that always supported me and asked. I think he was a Coast Guard, but he always asked me. But you can tell seniors on the island who are prior military really appreciate that people are in the military still.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
loved checking on me and
Oh.
asking me what was going on. And,
Yes. Yeah.
there's that connection.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how you would say that, but it is a connection. Like, I know you and you know me.
Yeah.
What some of the things I've gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dick Iverson, he would always,
Oh yeah.
you get an instant family that way.
Which is lovely.
Yeah.
An instant community. Yeah. So how about Guemes now? How do you feel about Guemes?
Oh, I love Guemes.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, I don't love the ferry.
Yeah.
I don't take, I've never gotten used to taking the ferry.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I've been here 21 years, obviously Emily's growing up here, and I think she's getting a great, it's a
Foundation.
great way to, a great way to grow up. I mean, you see her with the adults in the room, and she's a kid.
Yeah, but she has no problem talking to adults, and that's
No,
it's the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very sweet. Yeah.
yeah,
And she's not afraid to speak up,
no,
and she's very proud of her mother.
she's sweet.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. So your favorite thing is the community, you said?
Yeah, Guemes, like, you kind of sometimes end up being at home alone, and like today, it was like, oh, the house is warmer, I don't want to, but you come down here and you get to visit with people, and that means a lot.
I know.
It really does.
And there's so many ways to get involved here too.
Yeah.
If you have time.
Yeah.
You haven't had a lot of time.
No, when Emily was little, I'd come down and I'd volunteer here in the library, and then I was a trustee on the community hall, and Rob Schneider and I, put in a new toilet and painted.
Well, you knew how to do that probably.
Yeah, but we figured it out. I was
Yeah.
like, sure, I can help it. See, you do those things, and those are special, and those people are special. And he's now passed, but it's hard when those people are. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then you working on committees towards a goal for the community. Like it feels good. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
I
Kelly,
appreciate it.
we'll certainly hit you up for the next Veterans Day.
Yes, anytime.
Yeah. Feel free to join any of our groups that we have. Feel free to join the Historical Society.
I do need to learn more about the history of Guemes.
It's kind of fascinating, and there's so much that is still. So Kelly, we're going to talk off camera here. So Kelly, thank you so much for
Yes.
coming and being willing
Thank
to
you,
help
Dawn.
us set up and the whole thing is
My pleasure.
fabulous hearing about your stories.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea, Chief. Whoa. Hi, this is Al. I'm sitting here with Al Bush, and it's November 11th, 2025, Veterans Day. and we're going to talk about Al's military experience. But first, I just want to do a short intro. We did an oral history with he and Nancy about their cattle ranch and some of the farming that they've done on the island. So we won't go into all that, but I just want to be sure that it's included on this. So Al, I understand that you came to the island, and you and your parents came to the island in 1954.
Yes.
And why did you guys come?
Well, it was a little story there. My dad was transferred back here. I came from Denver, transferred back to Seattle. He was general manager for Beacon's Moving and Storage,
I remember the commercials.
and the brothers split up, and so Dad came back here. One of the other brothers got the Denver operation. Anyway, he came back. We came back here, and at about that time, Shell in Texaco was coming, and they built a refinery out there, and the moving and storage business was trying to get their business moving people in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's how. And Mom was an antique hound, and at that time there was loads of antique shops in Anacortes. And there was one out at the ferry dock there in a hotel. It was one of those houses on the corner there.
Oh, yeah.
And she went in there and looked around, and then she come out and sat in the car and saw the ferry going back and forth.
Oh,
And she wondered where it went, so we came to Guemes Island looking for a place that my brother and I had never experienced the Puget Sound area and all that, so they wanted to buy a beach place, so
Yeah.
we could have an experience for that.
living in the San Juans,
Yeah.
far cry from Denver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So your dad worked for Beacon Moving, but you bought a farm.
Well, no, we didn't do that right away. We just bought the I can't remember the guy's name now.
In the center of the island?
No, over on the beach, on the West Beach.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Newton's. I
Oh.
think it was Newton's property, but that isn't the name I want. Right next door to Burlingame's.
Okay.
And anyway, there was another place on Whidbey Island we looked at, and we liked that because it had a tennis court on it, and we both played tennis and did stuff like that. And when we saw this place, if you threw a tennis ball in the front door, it would beat you to the back door.
Oh.
It needed a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so they ended up buying that place. It was 16 acres.
Oh, wow.
And it's been divided now. Of course, we moved up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the house that was at the farm, we moved over there, and that's what Nancy and I lived in.
Oh, okay.
And rebuilt, remodeled. And then from there I didn't like being downhill because I couldn't see the cattle. We had cattle on that little place there. And so we moved up the hill.
So you could watch your cattle.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went to school at WSU, right?
Yes.
Washington State. And then so how did you end up, like, when did you join the military?
Well, I got through school. I got through all my obligations that I wanted to do. And at that time there was a mandatory draft. And so I had to make a decision, and I didn't want to get into something and then be drafted. So
You
I
wanted to
enlisted.
choose? Yeah.
So I enlisted. And I put in my 6 years.
What year was that?
1960.
Okay, so 1960 to 1966.
Yeah.
What branch were you in?
Well, I went in the Army, But I came out, and the only thing here was the National Guard, and so I ended up in the National Guard.
So you and Kelly.
Well, Army.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
because the National Guard is Army and Air Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put in my, well, at that time it was 6 months active duty, and then the rest was reserves.
So where did you go?
Fort Ord, California. And I was there 6 months, and then I went to Fort Ord, Texas, or Fort Bliss, Fort Bliss, Texas, and that was quite an experience. Didn't like it there. The weather was bad, and it was kind of deserty kind of an environment. And of course, living around the mountain areas in Denver, and then being in the Pacific Northwest with all the water and stuff around, it was kind of bleak.
To put it mildly. Bleak.
Bleak.
So what was your specialty?
Well, I was in operations and intelligence. And
What does that mean?
well, it's not as glamorous as you might think it is, but it's I learned how to write backwards on a plotting board. And I'd wear these earphones, and you have a big board on a screen that was glass, and you were in an auditorium, and all of the brass was sitting in this elevated area, and you're kind of down in a hole, drawing these pictures of where the targets are and what's coming and what's going on with the area around you, or whatever area you're looking at.
Okay, so what area? So I mean, you're in Fort Ord. So was it kind of a training area, or at Fort Bliss?
Fort Bliss.
You were. Was it training for people to be deployed somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah, it was all training, and we do all kinds of stuff. We'd go out and follow tanks around and come back and be dark as your shirt.
Oh.
The only thing that was white was your eyes and your teeth, with all the dust and crap that you're went around in.
Because it's all training though.
Yeah, it's all training.
Yeah.
All training.
So you were never like deployed to
No.
Germany or
No.
anything.
No.
Did you wish you had?
No.
No.
Well, of course now you get a little bit of more under your belt in life and things like that, but no, I like it here.
Yeah, you like it home. You like.
I like it home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, in talking to, we just did an interview with Kelly Bush, his daughter-in-law, and she's in the National Guard, and she's a chief, very high ranking for a woman.
Yes.
So I'm sure you're very proud of her.
Oh yes.
I mean, incredibly proud. But what is really sweet, Al, was Emily was in here with her, and she talked about how proud she was of her mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm of the ilk that I want her to get out. She's got 31 years or 2 years.
Oh.
She's been at it a long time.
Yeah, I didn't ask her about that.
Okay.
But she likes it.
Well, but this last deployment, she was in Qatar, and they evacuated the whole base. Had to get all the airplanes and stuff out of there. She went out and lived in the desert while they bombed Iran.
Oh boy.
And you got to look at a map and see where Qatar is. It's right there on the border of Iran.
Yeah.
And it's not a good environment.
When you say Qatar, do you mean Qatar?
Yeah, Qatar.
Yeah, I know they.
Qatar,
different people say different things. So,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what's right because different news people say it different. So she was right there.
Yeah. Not good.
Well, she was gone a long time.
Yes. Well, way over the time.
Yeah. She shared that. Yeah, she shared
Should
that.
have been a 3-month deployment, and it was 5, almost 6. Yeah. no good.
Yeah, well, it was nice that you're close too, though, I mean, that's,
Well, I'm glad we got Alan and Kelly there
yeah, yeah.
and next door, and it's
gotta
really
be-
nice.
You know, it's gotta be really nice for Emily too,
Yeah,
you know, when her
yeah.
mom's gone, that you guys were there, yeah.
Yeah, she's too busy now for us.
I know, that's,
We're, we're old and
yeah,
can't do anything.
there was one point where they just didn't wanna spend time with anybody more than they wanted to spend with us, right? And now
Yeah.
it's different.
They don't want anything to do with you.
Well, it's not that bad, but,
Well, it is.
all right. So Ellen, Al, do you wanna say anything more about the military, your experience there?
Well, I think that I think it should be still mandatory draft. Every child should have to go through it and experience it, and I think it's a good thing. And I think maybe we'd have a little more respect for the flag and a few other things around it. I think that what's going on and the burning of flags and stuff like that is on.
I don't think that's happening now.
Oh yes.
I have never seen that.
Oh, you haven't watched the.
I haven't been watching news.
You haven't been watching the
Fox.
Fox News
I know it.
and the good newscast. The others lie to you. These
I
tell you
think we
the
better
truth.
stop right now, Al. I think we
Okay,
better stop
so-
right there because I'm thinking, I'm thinking the reverse. So anyway, we'll just have to agree to disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Ellen, I'm just really happy that you're part of our family, our extended family on Guemes. Yeah. So tell me about what you do at the Ashbacks house when you come.
Well, it's kind of a neat deal. We've been doing it for ages, and we make sauerkraut and we make cider, apple cider. And I don't know what it is. We're not there a long time. We're there. We go in, get the job done, and get out. And Bud has all the cleanup and stuff to do.
No,
He doesn't want us around to do it, so.
he knows.
But no, I've had a lot of fun and met a lot of people,
Yeah.
and
Looks like you guys are always having fun out there.
yeah, and we have. Of course, we have apples because we have the apples at the farm, and I planted some more apple trees at home, and so we've got a lot of apples,
Yeah.
and so we're using them,
Which is
and we share it with the
yeah,
community, and
yeah.
it's kind of a nice deal.
It is. It kind of goes on for the each weekend, like for about 8 weekends. You know, like every weekend, like for 8 weeks. It's you guys are making something out there.
I don't know. I never kept track of the time. I just know
Show
that,
up.
I just know that. Well, Bud calls me once in a while, and
Oh yeah.
or he tells me ahead of time what he's going to do, and so I show up and I'm there.
Yeah. Well, he loves it, and he likes having his friends there. So
Yeah.
it's good for everybody.
Yeah,
It's good for everybody.
we're getting a little thin now. That
Yeah.
we're not having some of the old guys that were there all the time are not there anymore. I think Bud and I are the only ones that are
The originals.
the originals,
Yeah.
and I'm slowing down.
Well, we all are. We all are. So, well, it's fun to have you there.
Yeah.
So thank you, Al, and thank you very much, and thank you for having such a lovely daughter-in-law
Yeah.
and a nice son. I like him too, and a nice granddaughter. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.